Like I don't look cool.
T-ball. What's T-ball?
Like little kid, like the ball is static and you hit it.
We're live. That's awesome. Yeah. No, God, yeah. You know, and then you totally like set it out of order from what you told me you would, and I was like, oh,
He's the
tripping me
millionaire.
out.
Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing the battle to the death, first off.
No battle.
Hey, everybody. I'm Brian Colin. I am a creature curator, but I also have all sorts of different projects that I'm juggling. One of the things that I was going to introduce, like this was going to be the first year at Gen Con that I had my little RPG squeezes, these slow rise, soft foam squishies of an Igor. And I was going to have those at the show. But since shows are off the schedule for this year, I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and do a Kickstarter for Series 2, where we introduced a Mimic. Okay, now this one is just a prototype version with no paint and a gelatinous cube. You know, all these classic dungeon crawl creatures that, you know, we loved growing up playing the RPGs. That's currently on Kickstarter at you can go to it by cant.rip/squeeze, because, you know, cantrips are 0 level spells that everybody should be able to cast. So I thought that'd be a pretty rad URL shortener. But we're halfway through it. It's fully funded. We're unlocking stretch goals. And so that's kind of what's been going on. But for Gen Con as well, I've got a 20% off everything in my store. I'll post a link in the chat in just a little bit. We've got RPG stuff from my world of Revelo that I've created, and RPG pins, patches, all sorts of stuff that I've created. That's what's going on. And I've got a Discord server. If anybody ever wants to chat, I'll jump in and just jump into voice chat, except while I'm on this call. If anybody has any questions about stuff.
I got you. Yeah.
Is somebody trying to jump in the room? Did you invite someone else?
Yeah, my cat was trying to get in.
No. Yeah. In the virtual room, somebody's trying to jump in.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lock it down. No, I won't lock it down, because if I have to split, that wouldn't be cool. But I can change the room size if we wanted to have more people. But I don't think it's that kind of party.
Nah.
I mean, it could be. Andrew,
you told us
please.
in order before, and then you went out of order.
No. Come on, moderate this stuff, Alan.
I'll just go ahead and go. Yeah. So
some nice like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, he went and introduced us in this order, so we can't fuck it up now. We got to go in this order.
There you go.
Saving best for last, right? You, the Alex Dos Diaz. But yeah, I'm Andrew, or Schmander Art. I am a fantasy pop illustrator. I do a lot of my own personal stuff. Currently for Gen Con Online, I am offering token packs, but they're all one type of token, and they're Oops All Snakes, or like Oops All Dragons, or Oops All Warriors, or Oops All Zombies. And then I'm also offering borderless stitched playmats, and everything in my shop is 10% off with the promo code GenCon10. On top of that, I'm also working on a comic, and the first 6 pages are finished and up on my Patreon currently. So if you become a patron at the comic tier, you'll get the most up-to-date news on the comic. And then if you are anything lower than that, you'll get it on a 2-month delay. So I just posted the first 2 pages for the lower tier on Patreon. But that's definitely something, if you like comics, you should definitely go check out. And then later today on my Twitch channel, I will be streaming Magic the Gathering Commander with a couple other artists and a Magic content creator by the name of Mana Curves. So if you like Magic the Gathering, definitely come by and check that out. And I too will drop my link for my store in chat.
Oh yeah, chat. Chat. No, why? No. Hey guys, my name is Alex Dos Diaz. You can find my stuff at alexdosdiaz.com. I mostly have personal work on my website and on my Patreon. Actually, not Patreon, Instagram. Look at that, talking about things. Getting ahead of myself. No, I'm working on that too. There's tons of things in the works right now, but yeah, I've worked on a lot of different projects, but most of the stuff I do post online is personal work, and it's kind of my focus currently right now. And this would have been my first year at Gen Con, which I was so excited about, and so sad that it didn't work out that way. But there's a reason for that, so we're trying to make the best out of what we have right now. And I think that if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you want me to say? Like,
what's your favorite color?
What? Yeah, I know we're talking about this. It depends on my mood, you know. That's the cop out. Yeah.
Do you consult the mood ring?
Yeah, I do. I know. I should. Oh man, do you remember those things?
I do, of course.
Anger.
Angry.
Yeah.
Oh
Or,
yeah.
Yeah. The mood ring says otherwise.
Oh no, I was saying, like, so for me, I haven't had an online store until the beginning of this year, like even before the pandemic stuff, and it's really made me go, like I should have put more time into cultivating that online store and that presence and that kind of that just space. Hear you?
You just posted that in our chat, Alex, but you didn't post it in the.
Of course I did.
In the Twitch chat.
I didn't realize. Okay.
I'll throw it in the Twitch chat.
I will.
Do you have your desktop audio, or not desktop audio, your mic on OBS? Okay. That's weird. Because I could hear you when I had the volume on for a minute on Twitch. Oh wait, no, I can't hear you. Never mind. Because I just turned on the audio on the stream. Desktop audio is us. Like, no, not you. It's Alex, Brian, and I. It would have to be the mic. There should be a mic setting in there. It is? And is it jumping when you talk?
There, I think I just fixed it. Oh my god. So nobody heard anything I said in the beginning.
None of the intro, none of the sweet, loving things you said about the three of us.
And then, and it like brought a tear to my eye.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
It's not a successful Gen Con if something doesn't go wrong.
Yeah. So while you guys have been talking, I've just been miming over here for people. But apparently now people can hear me. So thank you, Tawny and Mandy, for letting me know. Apparently.
Charades game.
Oh, brother. That's just dumb.
I miss the breakfast place at Gen Con.
Wait, you miss Patachoos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of the breakfast place in Ohio that you definitely don't miss.
No. I don't miss that one.
At Origin.
People don't need to know that story. It was fun for us.
This is a Gen Con story, not an Origins.
Patachou, what I missed the Steak and Shake because I used to walk there and get food because there isn't one here near me in the city, and I missed the Patachous because that was a good spot for us to get breakfast in the morning.
And it was just like a good morning routine to go
Yeah.
get that and then hit the convention hall early.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I mean,
Next year.
I feel bad for Alex because this would have been his first year there, and Alex and I had a master plan of going to San Diego together, and then we were going to drive there from Chicago to Gen Con.
Yeah.
We had a whole thing laid out. It was going to be a fun
Nice.
road trip. And then, everything just crumbled, so we canceled everything. So, but, we're both hopefully, we'll see if Alex is doing San Diego next year, and then we'll do it the same way. I mean, rinse and repeat, right?
We want until then.
This is
Yeah.
assuming we have shows
2022,
next year.
depending.
Depending on whether there's shows in 2021 or not.
Yeah, I know. So you want me to put my link on the chat on Twitch, right?
Put it in the chat, yeah, so people can see. Go to your website.
Watch me do this wrong for the second time.
I don't even know how you dropped it in. Oh, I see what you did. I know what happened. You dropped it in the chat for the app that we're using.
Oh, and I figured out why somebody was coming into this room because I pasted that link instead of pasting the link to the.
Oh,
into
Brian,
the-
you're killing me, man.
Good job.
You're killing me. You mean
Dude.
you pasted the super secret link out there for
I did,
everyone to
super
use?
secret.
I
So
deleted
secret.
it, so it's been scrubbed from Twitter for now.
I mean,
Somebody
this room
out
is
there
capped
let
out
me
at
know.
4, so as long as we have 4, nobody else should be able to get in.
Right.
So-
But when I have to split, because I'm going to have to cut out early for some reason, all of a sudden you'll have randos just popping in.
I mean, you can just lock it and then leave.
Then my cats will be coming in. My kids will just be wandering in looking for me.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be entertaining. I think my one of my favorite things about Gen Con that I don't get to do is one of my favorite traditions is I always go get there's donuts at this place called Long's Bakery because I grew up in Indiana, and Long's is like a famous Indianapolis like bakery. And so usually one morning of Gen Con I go get up early, go and stand in line forever, pay with cash because they only take cash, and then I bring in like over a dozen donuts and I just walk around and like offer them to people.
Oh, dude,
Nice.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's anytime I do
yeah,
an
you
Indiana
definitely give me
show, that's
donuts.
always my goal.
I've had those donuts. They're super delicious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's something like very. I mean, I definitely missed the breakfast. I'm trying to think if there's any like really specific. I'm gonna miss the food trucks.
I miss the giant rush of people coming in
Mm-hmm.
on opening day.
Yeah.
I definitely
There's
don't
so
miss
many.
having to wait out there. Like you would think they let exhibitors just walk in, but sometimes we have to wait out there for a little bit before they let, and then we're the giant rush of exhibitors walking in to set up. And
Yeah.
but you and I, Brian and I always have a plan every morning where we're gonna walk like 10 rows this morning, and then we're gonna hit the next
Right.
10 rows the next morning. Because otherwise, there's no way. It's so big. There's no way we can get through the whole thing
No way to
in
cover
a
the floor.
day,
Yeah.
unless we don't head back to our booths, which would be dumb. So
Yeah. Last year I did a really good job at getting there early each morning because I'd get there early and I'd roll up play mats and throw them in bags so I had them like ready to go so I could just grab them and like hand them to
Yeah.
people rather than like stand there and roll them up and hand them out. And so I would finish doing that and then I would spend any time I had after that walking around Artist Alley or exploring the rest of the convention.
yeah, I miss spending my money on a bunch of stuff that I can only get at Gen Con.
Yeah.
I ordered one of the Genevieve dragons that Heather does. They're like the My Little Demon ponies.
Oh yeah, you pick one of those up
But
every year.
It's the Gen Con exclusive dragon. I picked one of those up for Ruby.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna buy one of those I don't think Violet's ready for that. I got her the ones that we saw at Dragon Con that one year, but
Yeah.
I definitely like the ones you pick up every year at Gen Con.
You should get one of those dragons before they're gone.
Drop a link in here, man. Go ahead and promote it. I don't care.
Let's see.
I'm assuming everyone can hear me now, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna feel pretty stupid if I'm just talking to myself.
I don't know,
I
maybe.
just like seeing your hands go up in the air.
Just like, what's up?
Yep, you can be heard.
Okay, good. I didn't realize that Streamlabs would shut that down like that.
There's only 168 of them left.
Did you drop the link?
I'm about to.
You
I'm
know what I
copying and
what I
pasting.
I, I regret
I'm-
not getting when I
What's
was there with Brian one year was have you guys played Kingdom Death? They have
No.
some elaborate sculpts. I mean, like they're beautiful, and they're expensive. Like if you paint minis or like to play those games, they're minis. They're small and they're like $50. And I was like, I'm not gonna spend $50 on a mini, obviously, because that's. But then there's, I
If
wish
it's
I'd
worth
gotten.
it.
They're worth it. I should have bought like I should have bought one or two of those when they were there because they're super hard to find now. They're rares. Um, the ones I saw last year were okay, but the ones from the year before were really nice.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about like things that you never know what's going to be a hit and what's not, right? And then so you're debating, sitting there, and then it's always a gamble to like,
Yep.
cop something or not.
That's
and then you didn't, and then it's gone, like
Yeah.
just completely gone, right?
There's no way to get it again.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
always
yeah.
eBay, but you're gonna be paying like triple the cost.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think like, I mean, I try not to feel too bad about it because if I really feel good about it in the moment, I will buy it, and then I feel like I bought it for the right reason over the fact that now I'm just want it because everybody has it, and it's like the popular. It's like cool, well, you can't get it, so it's limited edition, not limited edition, but what's the word I'm looking for? Collectible, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a collectible, and that's just like I mean, Gen Con is slowly coming around to having their own limited edition, like collectible stuff. I'm gonna say limited edition again, but it's collectibles because like if you guys, we didn't get the San Diego experience, but San Diego does this thing where they have over 200 plus collectible items at every San Diego Comic Con. It's insane.
That's crazy.
I would like to meet somebody who actually buys all of them. just
There's
to
somebody out there.
there's somebody out there I know that's getting in those lines and getting those exclusives and then has like I this is my bucket list item thing for the year. But at Gen Con last year they had at least they got the dice. Those Gen Con dice are super they're not expensive. They're like $20 and they're huge.
Like 3 different dice vendors too
Yeah.
that do it, right? Because there's like the Crystal Palace,
Yep.
There's North Foundry that has metal ones, and then there's Gatekeeper Gaming that has theirs. At least I've seen 3 that have the Gen Con dice.
Yeah, the ones that I got were the ones that they came in like a really nice tin, and the only like exclusive die in there was the D20, and then everything else. I mean, they're colored specifically for Gen Con and all that, but man, I mean, I've got 2 or 3 here, but like I remember seeing those on eBay for like they sell for a lot. Like, for dice are super popular, and welcome to Gen Con if you like dice.
Yep.
Every other vendor, just dice everywhere.
I realize nobody heard me talking, so they don't know that my my Ancient One store has stuff all discounted. If you guys are interested in any of my art, Ancient Ones is my own series. I have I dropped a link to the Gen Con store here. If you've ever seen any of the metal or any of the larger pieces that I sell and are interested, they're all discounted on the site. The book is also there, finally, for pre-order. The book is not discounted because if I discounted it, then it's not fair to my Kickstarter backers. So, yeah. Anyone who wants the book, it's $5 more. It's not, but, if you want to support me, the book's there. Trying to think what else at Gen Con I really enjoyed. What's kind of sucks too is like we don't get to play the board games at night. I like to go in the Unpub room and test out all the new games that are coming out. Yeah. Last year was super fun. Brian came and hung out with me. I did a game for Renegade and we got to hang out with them and they hooked us up with some minis while we were painting Power Rangers. I still have those.
That was fun.
Power Ranger minis. If you like Power Rangers, man.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about Power Rangers from the guy who made that game while I was hanging out. Like, did you guys know there's I have I have the Green Ranger hat back here. I'm gonna just show it off because it's that cool. Bam! But he was telling me how there's the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, and then a hybrid of those two.
A light green.
I don't know what he's called Darkon.
A mint.
What did you call him?
Mint, like a mint color.
Yeah, like a mint. No, he's
Ranger.
called Draken or Draken. Draken sounds more accurate because he's supposed to be like a Dragon Ranger, right? And he's from another universe, and he's a meld of both of them, and he's super evil. So there you go.
No, I like
but that's like, what was that?
I like Mint Ranger better.
Mint Ranger doesn't sound. It sounds fun to us, but it's not going to sell the product.
Sounds fresh.
Here comes Here comes the Mint Ranger.
Menacing.
Everybody, get ready for a battle. That's going to end pretty fast.
Yeah, man. Power Rangers were like a big thing, even when I was in Uruguay still. So I must have been like 12, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember we watched that movie, that awesome movie. I really kind of want to rewatch
The
it
old
just to
one,
see
right?
how
The
bad
first
it-
one?
Yes. With the
It's not that
purple
bad.
ooze and whatnot. Yeah.
It's not the
and it
greatest
was at
movie.
The mall. The what?
It's not the greatest movie, but it's not a bad movie for its time.
But I bet if you watched it now, you get all the feels and you'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, you know.
Or you'd be disappointed.
Or you'll be I mean, it had that opening sequence where they jump out of the plane or whatever, and I'm like, whoa, that's badass. Because they're Power Rangers.
Man.
And then it
Yeah.
just kind of slowly went downhill. I saw that movie. They had a good movie that came out, 4 or 5 years ago, and it was decent, but then they just fell apart at the end. Like, I was like, did your budget run out? What's going on here?
You mean you didn't like the newest Power Ranger movie?
It had potential.
The one with discount Zac Efron.
Discount Zac Efron. I don't
He
remember.
looks like Zac Efron. He was the.
Oh,
he was the
yes.
I'd have to go look
I
it
know
up.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
He was the jerk older brother in Stranger Things season 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah.
But he
Discount Zac
he
Efron.
looks
That's
like
messed up.
That guy.
I thought he looked like Rob Lowe.
He does look like a young Rob
He's kind of
Lowe.
like a good combination of those two.
He's apparently a really good actor.
He's better than me, so that still matters, right?
I mean, we're not Power Rangers.
Have you done acting yet? Like
Do you
don't
know? Do you know?
You're the Alex Dos Diaz. Is there anything you can't do?
I could be the Power Ranger.
He could be the
color that
Mint
would be.
Power Ranger, and we don't know it.
Yo, what if my
His color changes based
changes
on
to the mood?
This is true.
So
We've
that-
established
like,
this.
what are you, like a walking mood ring? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's it to you? You know? Oh man, Power Rangers.
Dude, I remember when I first saw Power Rangers, I think I was in high school, maybe. Maybe I was a freshman. And I remember thinking, that looks like Voltron. It's basically Voltron, right? It's live action Voltron.
Yeah, they're all inspired by that kind of
Don't
stuff.
deny it. It is the truth.
I mean, yeah, I prefer Voltron anyway. But...
Speaking of Voltron, have you seen the new one on Netflix? It's super fucking good. You can
I
swear on here too, by the way. I don't care if you do.
gotta catch up on it.
What? I'm almost done, man. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes from the end. I'm just like, I'm struggling to not finish it because I know once it's done, it's gone. It's over.
Well, I started it a long time ago, and I got a couple seasons in.
They're all
and
there.
then- I know, but I don't remember where I left off because, like, since watching it, my family's changed the Netflix. So, like, now there's like a little like user for me, and then there's somebody else, and so like when you switch to those different ones, it doesn't remember what the other accounts have watched. So like I don't know where I left off, and I don't just want to randomly pick until I eventually figure it out. Like I don't know.
Just
I also
randomly
just
pick a
finished-
user account, man. The worst case that happens is your mom gets a bunch of suggestions for anime.
Well, no, like I have my own separate
And then
one.
you
and
go
I'm
from
one
there.
for Cadence and Human.
Oh.
But like it doesn't remember where I was.
You just gotta start over, is what you're telling us.
Yep.
But dude, I already like binged watched.
No,
I
you
went
can't
through
remember where you
She-Ra.
stopped. You might as well just start over.
I went through She-Ra in like 2 weeks.
Shiro's
Like,
good too.
all 5
I need to go back, and we started that, but my family never finished it. I need to go back and finish that.
I finished season 1. There's 3, right?
There's 5.
Oh my god, I'm so behind.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to
guys-
plan accordingly.
Really, the last 2 seasons I think are only like they're shorter.
Okay.
They don't have as many episodes.
Did you guys see Dragon Prince got renewed for another 4 seasons to go 8 seasons?
I'm not.
I heard mixed.
That's
I
not-
hear mixed
that's
reviews
huge.
on that. Is it good?
It's great.
Okay.
It's really good.
Main character is the voice actor of Sokka from Avatar.
Oh, that's it. I'm in. No.
Yeah.
Alex is in.
He's basically the same character. Like he's the like snarky jokester kind of character.
Yeah, he looks like he would be. I haven't seen either of those shows, to be honest. And every time you bring up Voltron, Alan, I feel guilty because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and then I never do.
I mean, only one missing out is you, man.
You're right. You're right. Absolutely. It's like weird now because, other than the fact that I just recently started watching One Piece, which is like, it's gonna be like a huge. We can have a conversation about this another time because it's gonna be like, I don't know. I definitely, I don't know. Do you guys know One Piece at all, Alan?
Nope.
I think no. I know One Punch.
It's okay. It's anime, sure. That we can put them together that way. But I used to kind of like I saw it and just based on like the way it looked and the style, I kind of was like, no, I'm not watching that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to. I did dismiss it completely. But I watched the first couple episodes and I don't know if I've matured or if I digressed in my mentality, and that I find it to be really cool. So I'm excited about that. But other than that show, I just every time I turn on the TV, I just watch The Office.
I mean, that's not a bad show to watch.
I think I just that, or I guess we've been watching the new that Michael Jordan documentary. But other than that, it's been like so easy. I don't know why I haven't really been like much for like focusing on a new show. You know, I think The Office just like I've seen it, I know what's coming, but every time I love it, I find it more. Yep. Yeah. So
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly what you're saying because it's sometimes you're like, I really like this show. I know it's not going to disappoint me, so I'm just going to watch it over again.
Yeah.
But I have been trying to.
For me.
What's that? Friends.
Parks and Rec for me.
Parks and Rec. I thought you were gonna say Friends. You and I are Friends fanatic.
I do watch Friends a lot, but
let me down.
since they took it on Netflix.
Hey man, you can't bring a cute kitten into the shot and not show it off to the audience.
She was about to walk on the keyboard. So.
There she is.
And she doesn't like to actually sit with me for any length of period. So
Parks and Rec is a good one too. I think I was the only one who got your reference that day in the Discord. I was like, brilliant.
Are you like
so excited about that one?
Are you like Parks and Rec's definitely better than The Office, or do you like? Because I know people either like one or the other, but they definitely.
I like
to
both.
meet someone who likes both. Okay. Oh, okay.
I like both. I do like both. My whole thing with Parks and Rec is I think Parks and Rec is a lot more wholesome humor, like like compared to The Office and compared to like shows similar. So like I guess How I Met Your Mother. A lot of the jokes are at the expense of other characters, and it's always it's a little bit more like it's not mean spirited, but it can get a little like, okay, this is a little like much. And I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I've noticed that like, oh yeah, in real life, people don't always appreciate that type of humor. And like Parks and Rec, though, I feel like there isn't a ton of it that has aged poorly in terms of like what they make fun of or the jokes that they make, whereas like some of the things on The Office or like How I Met Your Mother, you're like,
how about Friends?
Yeah.
Some of the things I love Friends, but some of the things in Friends I'm like, ooh.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But like with Friends, it is so much older than like How I Met Your Mother. Like How I Met Your Mother was like early 2000s through like 2009, 2010, and like or not even that, or it was later than that. It was like 2013. And you still go back and watch some of those, and you're like, ooh, like, and it's so much more recent. Whereas like Parks and Rec was around the same time as it, but I can go back and rewatch that, and most episodes, like, there's very few where it's like, ooh, that's not a good joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe that speaks to just people's like, I guess, personalities in general, and just the way that they, I don't know. I think like sometimes the closer things are to like that line, it's like the more it's kind of funny because it's like edging on like bad, but that doesn't make it. I understand exactly what you mean though. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
And like there are just some episodes of The Office I cannot watch. I can't watch Scott's Tots. I can't.
What?
I can't
Oh,
watch
come
that
on.
episode.
Come
I have to skip that episode every time it comes up.
What
It's
bad
like-
memory is that giving you?
It's just like I remember watching it the first time or like even the second or third time through, and like that episode is just so hard to get through. And I know what's
And-
happening, I know what's coming, so I just skip it now.
That's why it's funny, because it's awful.
Yeah, but when I am getting embarrassed, like levels of embarrassment that I don't regularly experience because of this
You
TV
do.
show,
Yes.
I'll just pass.
Yes.
I'll just pass over it.
I think that's like artists get that kind of. It's for the same reason that you explained it. Same reason I really can't watch like really bad horror movies or anything like that. It's like is it empathy or that you kind of feel for the characters that are acting. You can't disconnect yourself from them being actors acting out this not real thing. So you're like, I'm feeling all that anxiety and pressure and like embarrassment,
But that's
and I can deal with it being funny, but when it comes to like really kind of like horror, all that kind of stuff like that, I'm like, ooh.
that's what a horror movie is supposed to do.
True.
If you're watching a horror movie and you're just like, whatever, that guy's gonna do whatever.
No, not to that level, but there are levels. I think there are levels for sure.
Sure, like
right?
I like.
Like, am I going to sleep at the end of this night, or am I going to like go, oh, that was really good, I enjoyed that, that was scary, and then go to sleep and be fine?
Yeah.
I've got like one horror movie a day, like a week in me, and that's like maybe a month.
Yeah.
That's how
Like, I can't take the anxiety of some of them.
Yeah.
No.
I've actually been
Around
rewatching the
Halloween, I
Alien
can do
movies. Do you remember those?
What's
What
that?
one?
Alien.
Yeah.
So I watched the first one last week, and there's a bunch of stuff in there I forgot. For starters, you really don't see anything till towards the end, and you're like, oh,
Mhm.
that's actually pretty scary. And then
Well, that's cool.
that's
I
the
like
cool
that
thing,
better.
right? Because there's that feeling of something coming to get you, and you can't see it till it's there, and you're like, no, that thing's super
builds up.
scary. I remember watching that as a kid, thinking, oh my god, why am I watching this? But Aliens, Cameron, when he took over, he put a bunch of action. He's like, I'm gonna make this an action movie, which he did, and it was great. And then 3 and 4 are very skippable, But then my friend lent me, what's it called, Prometheus,
Mhm.
which is pretty good. And then I'm on the last one now. I think it's called Covenant, and apparently circles it back to the Alien trilogy. But those kind of movies I like. That sci-fi horror I like. I didn't like things like gore, I guess you would call it. Like, what's the one with the maniac who makes you solve the riddles?
Saw.
Yeah, I hated those movies because they're just banking on your cringeworthiness to enjoy
Chester
them.
Bennington was in
I
one
was
of them.
just gonna say
He
that.
was?
Yeah, he was in it.
Which
Yeah.
part?
He
The
was in
three-
one
I think
where
it's called three, I think.
I don't remember which one, but I just
How did he
remember
die?
He was like glued to a chair
Ugh.
or to a car seat.
Is that how he dies?
I've seen that thing.
Towards I forget how he dies.
I have not seen. I saw one and I thought I don't need to see any more of these.
Yeah,
This is enough.
They're all going to be about the same.
They're all gonna be
Yeah.
this horrifying to watch, and apparently it's the people. I mean, people obviously love it.
Now I do have a guilty pleasure in what is it? The paranormal activity movies.
Those are fun.
Those I like. Those I enjoy.
I watched those and I was just like, that's what Brian was saying. I was like, I'm definitely not sleeping tonight. Like
Dude,
that movie
the best
scared the
way-
Jesus out of me.
The best thing to do with those movies is to like watch them and watch them again. Because the second time you already know, and then
Sure.
you're like, this is funny, silly. Especially with people when you're watching it with people who've never seen it. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like,
Like
yeah,
you know,
and then-
like they like
they're
jump
like,
out of their chairs
"It's
and you're like,
coming."
what's wrong, man?
Yeah. Because then you just sit there and you're just quiet and you're just like.
Well, what I like about those kind of
and then,
movies-
like,
I enjoy those kind of movies because like you could it's like it's not a crazy big budget, and it's written like what was a movie I just watched?
hey.
Huh?
Hey, I don't know.
No, there's something I can't remember. It'll come to me. I just watched something that was like a low budget. It only had like Knives Out.
mm.
And if you haven't,
Oh, low budget? Really?
I mean, it had a decent sized budget, but it only had like 3 or 4 sets and just really good writing. Like,
Yep.
like they didn't spend money on like a bunch of
Also an
crap they didn't need to spend
original
money on, and
thing.
it was a very enjoyable movie. The acting was
Yep.
amazing. You know,
Just pay.
like
Daniel
I've only
Craig.
seen Daniel Craig in like his action roles, like Bond mainly, right? And then to see him come in there and do what he's doing, like a Kentucky accent, I guess.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I don't know how I feel about that accent.
I was
I
was
love
half
that
in and half
movie.
out. First, I was like, this is kind of weird, but then I was like, this is not that bad. But
I did enjoy watching Chris Evans be just like an asshole after
He's-
being Mr. Goody Two Shoes for so many years.
he was glorious in that role,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to circle this back to a little more Gen Con talk because we've gone into a movie section
That's
here.
fair.
Have you guys played Root? I think that's what it's called, Root or Roots.
Nope.
Didn't we play?
We played that with Chris, remember?
Yeah,
With-
totally.
So I don't know if you guys are interested, but they put out an RPG, and you can get it for free. I could drop a link if I can remember the site.
That was part of what RPG Day.
I think it's part RPG Day. I sent it, but like it was $5. Huh?
Free RPG Day. I think last weekend was free RPG Day.
Mm.
They dropped it in today and they have X amount of copies that they're giving away, and it's a fun board game. So I can't imagine the RPG would be any bad. I just dropped a
Looks
link
good.
to their
The
Twitter.
art's the same style.
Same art style. I think
Do it.
you're basically gonna get those characters. Like if you haven't played Root, it's a fun game. You're basically forest animals, and then you have to take over different sections of the forest, and then you basically want to be the head owner of all the land. And there was like a raccoon, there was like a bird tribe. The raccoon,
Like
I think,
Animal
was
Monopoly.
what's up?
It's like Animal Monopoly.
It's not really like Monopoly. What would you compare? It's more like what's that game? Like Scythe. But not as serious. Like Scythe is a beautiful game, but it's so complex. Every time my friends want to play it, it's one of those games where like if you make one bad move, there's probably a good chance you can salvage it. But if you make 2 bad moves, you're just playing now. You're just fucking done. Like I always forget to do something dumb like resources, like more extra wood or extra metal or something stupid that I need for my Civ.
That's when
why.
you just turn your strategy into taking everyone down with you.
So yeah, I mean that's why I usually try to build my military strength and just run with that. Like another game that I saw was Seven Wonders. Danny, who was with Origins, she basically did all the stuff for Seven Wonders.
That has some cool box art.
Yeah, I mean that game is fun. I tend to lean military with that game all the time because I can just overpower things. But man, I play with some friends who are super super tricksy. I don't have a better word for them.
Tricks.
They play it so much. They're good at it. I remember when we played Roots, though. Chris was saying how the raccoon was the broken. Was it the raccoon that was broken?
I can't remember. My memory for that.
Either way,
terrible.
RPG is $5 for shipping if you order it. Trying to think what else I've seen. Have you guys seen any decent Gen Con specials? I haven't seen anything like crazy. I ordered that dragon, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I haven't been paying attention.
I'm gonna
to
come
any of
sleep
the
on your
Gen Con
couch when
specials.
I get a divorce because of you making me order a dragon doll.
I didn't make you do anything.
Everybody heard it. Everybody heard you, not me.
Get that dragon.
I haven't gone through the Looking Glass yet. I'm gonna go through tomorrow, I think, and go through and see stuff.
You know, one of the games I did last year, they're playing, I think, on their channel this Gen Con. But I did the art for Cobble and Fog, the Unmatched series Cobble and Fog. And I know Restoration's doing a bunch of stuff this weekend.
The that with you in the store with that looks awesome.
Thanks.
Great job. Yeah.
The people that did this Root game, you worked on another product for them.
I did?
I believe you did Cartel, right?
Oh yeah, Magpie Games did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
here on their website too.
Cartel was a fun one. I've never done something like that because it was like, oh yeah, we're basically doing Breaking Bad, but like the D&D version.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. It's like I'll try to illustrate that.
I've never played it, but I know
Me
the art's
neither.
good. So
I think the funniest thing with that game that I have story-wise is when I was shooting reference photos for it, there was one chapter illustration where they were like, oh, okay, we want like, the scene to be from inside of a car trunk looking out, and the character is like closing the trunk, but they have a gun, and then you see like a hand like out of the trunk, and it's basically like somebody just they
who'd you shoot reference with?
So I got my friend Lucy to help me with reference, and how I did it was I am the arm out of the trunk, and then I have a GoPro, and you can control a GoPro via your phone or like an iPad or something. So I wanted it to have like a fisheye look to it too. So that's why I used the GoPro. And so what we did was we waited till it got kind of dark, and I lived near a parking lot when I used to live like downtown Columbus. And so we went over to the parking lot, and I laid in my trunk with the GoPro like here, and I had my arm just like out like that, and then I had my phone like here so I could see what it looked like. And then Lucy had a Nerf gun.
Nice.
A bandana around like this much of her face, and is just standing like with her hand on top of the like trunk of the car.
I gotta go see if this is actually on the page.
And I was just like, this could go like now that I think of it, probably not the smartest time to shoot those reference photos at night.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like you're about to get snuffed.
With like a dark blue Nerf gun.
Hey,
I mean,
that's how you learn, right?
But we did that, and yeah, those were the reference photos for that one. They're pretty ridiculous.
I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I don't know. Oh, the actual image? I might be on my website. I don't remember if it's on my website or not.
Alex, have you worked on any games? I don't remember.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. But yeah, I haven't worked on any games recently. I think the last thing I did game related was that thing for Magic the Gathering. When did that come out? Andrew?
God, that was probably fall last year.
Yeah.
Because Theros came out after Eldraine. And Theros came out in January. I think.
So it was Eldraine, and I did some stuff for them then. I did some stuff that got kind of like put in the archives of like, we might release it, we might not, type of thing. And before that, I did work on a couple of, I worked on Dragon Scale for Arcane Wonders, and then I worked on, before that, I did work on, it was for Leaf Pile Media, but then I think they were partnering up with Greenbrier Games, and I think they might be with Greenbrier Games now together. That was Champions of Hara.
Yeah, I know Greenbrier. Julie and I are really good friends.
Yeah, so Champions of Hara was like, that was my first like tabletop game introduction, in the illustration world, and that was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun, and that was how I met Steven, who then he ended up working with Arcane Wonders, and then he reached out to me about working on Dragon Scale. So it's just how it works sometimes, I guess, organically that way.
Yeah, that was good networking.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a whole new challenge, because for Hara, I just did the cover, the box cover and all that stuff, but for Dragon Scale, we went like characters, box, and some other card art, like all the items for the cards and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it's definitely like fun, a lot of work, for sure. But yeah, I didn't get a copy of that actually. Now that you remind me, now I might have to reach out to him and be like, "Hey, man."
Did they never sent you a copy?
No, I don't think it was like. I don't think that they did that at the time. I don't know if they do with the artists.
Dude, when I asked Renegade for the game, the one I did last year, they sent me they gave me 5 copies at the show, and then they sent me another 3 because I did a bunch of giveaways.
How big was the game?
It's not there anymore. It was
Like,
a little. It was
yeah.
it was a little card game, right? It's a trick taking card game. So, I mean, Brian saw the gift bag they gave me after the Power Rangers thing. It was like they gave me the Power Rangers game, a Megazord, another Zord.
Megazord.
I don't know what it. Their boxes were huge, man. I mean, like they're all in
Yeah.
storage. Obviously, I got no room in this condo. And then inside of there, she gave me 5 copies of the game. And I gave those away throughout the show.
That's cool.
to
That's
different
cool.
fans.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I think I've only had 3 games actually given to me by the companies that I did the art for.
I mean, sometimes depending on who you work for, I think it's just a matter of asking, and then if they want to
Yeah.
hook you up, they'll hook you up. You know, if they
'Cause,
can't, they
like,
won't.
Yeah.
I
Like,
got
Sometimes they do,
Leviathan.
sometimes they don't.
like I learned after my first, I learned at Origins, but I learned that I can trade my art for games with some companies, right? And they're really chill about that. Like they like your art, you like their like Yellow is. I made friends with people at Yellow. That's how you say it, yeah. And I made 3 different friends. Every time I'm at a show, is like they come by to see what new art I have, and they want to trade art for because they get like points, right? They get X amount of games that they can take with them too, and like they probably own King of Tokyo already, so they don't need another cop. That's how I got my cop. Like when I learned I didn't have to pay for games, I can barter for them. I was like, I'm trading art for games now because that's cool. I can do that, and
Yeah.
That makes my kids so happy when I come home with a big stack of games
Yeah.
and like I paid for like 5 of them maybe,
Yeah.
you know, or 2 of them.
you know, there's companies that some of them they'll tell you they won't trade. Some of them won't trade because they can't, you know, for whatever reason or another. But never hurts to ask. Is my point. You know, you could be like, hey, do you guys do art trades? And then if they do, they do.
Speaking of bartering and getting weird discounts, my favorite one was at an Indiana show. It wasn't Gen Con, but it was Indiana Comic Con. And it, like I said, whenever I do an Indiana show, I like to go get those donuts.
Yeah.
And Longs, when you get the donuts, they put them in just a white box. Like there's no logo, there's no nothing on it. It's just a nondescript white like bakery box. And I'm walking through the vendor hall. It hasn't opened yet. And this dude just like pops out of nowhere and he's like, "Is that what I think it is?" And I just like looked at him and I was like, "What do you think this is?" And he goes, "Is that Longs?" And I was like, I laughed and I was like, "Yeah, it's Longs." And he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "Can I get one?" And I was like, "You're a vendor, right?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Well, what do you sell?" And he's like, "Oh, I sell shirts over there." And he points to his booth, and it was actually only like a row or 2 away from me. And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "If I come by later, do I get a discount?" And he goes, "Yeah, I can do that." I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And he ended up giving me like $5 off a T-shirt, and I got like a Gundam Wing shirt.
Oh,
Nice.
But yeah, I traded probably like a 50-cent donut for like a $5 discount.
I mean, but it's a Long's donut, man.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
That's like, you
I
know.
don't know. You're saying it's 50 cents, but we're talking like you have to leave the space to go get that donut. You know?
Exactly.
But it's that good.
Well, like Longs is like it's crazy because like in other cities I've run into this where people are like, "Oh yeah, this place has got the best donuts in town," blah blah blah, and it's always like $4 donuts and like some really fancy like ridiculous over the top. And yeah, it's usually good, but like Longs is like it's really good, and it's cheap. Like you go in there and you can get a dozen for like less than $10.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And like they're amazing, and like
They should set up
just
a
baffles
those
my
guys.
mind how like
I wonder if they'd make a killing if they set up a food truck. You know, like they have the food trucks outside of Gen Con every year, right? And those food trucks are like,
yeah,
some people don't want to go to them because they're like, "Oh, I'm going to be waiting in line forever." And you're like, "No, man, it actually moves along pretty fast."
yeah. I mean, they probably could. The thing is like they only have 2 locations in Indiana. They both only take cash, and like the line is always just out the door.
Oh, so they're like, people will come to us. We don't have to go to them.
Oh yeah,
Right. That's like over here we have it's called Garrett's Popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they exist anywhere outside of Chicago or not. It's just flavored popcorn. And
people wait in line for that?
Dude, it's like waiting for an iPhone. Like it's literally like around the block, and I'm just like,
Can't be in 10.
it's popcorn.
Chicago.
Like,
But it's flavored.
I've had it. I
It's
don't know.
gonna get stuck in your gums. It just
Flavor something else.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've had it and I didn't feel the hype, you know. Maybe because I'm from here and I've had it at parties and stuff, and I'm just like whatever. But
Yeah.
Because you can't have the cheese flavors.
It's like
I've
it's
had the
like
cheese flavor.
It's like
It's
little
not real
Sebastian.
cheese, Brian.
It's like little Sebastian in Parks and Rec, where it's like Ben doesn't understand.
Yeah.
It's like why do they care?
But you know, like I should be there, like from Chicago. I should be like, it's Garrett's, guys. Get in line. It's that good. Everybody get in line. Let's get some Garrett's popcorn. But instead, I'm like, what are you people doing? like, go spend your money on better restaurants in the city. Like, it's right around the corner from Water Tower. There's some good food in Water Tower. If you go,
But do they have popcorn?
no, they apparently don't have this flavored popcorn. What else? What else? Brian's definitely not running any games this year. You never
No.
were you supposed to run online games for Gen Con?
So like I was gonna I scheduled 11 games for Origins Online.
I remember.
Like myself, Isaac, Ed from Nerdarchy, this guy Hunter that I've met at a bunch of conventions, and when that like caved in on itself, I just didn't have it in me to like
Got it.
try and orchestrate that for Gen Con.
Yeah.
I should have, and I just
I was
it would've
trying
been
to.
a pain.
I
Just
couldn't even
didn't do it.
figure out how to like sync up. Like, you know, they obviously let us drop this link as part of my live preview page for Gen Con, but
Right.
I was trying to figure out a way to like I was hoping that they would promote it somewhere. I to the best of my knowledge, I haven't seen it on the website anywhere. But I was hoping they would be like these specific artists are going to do a live stream, because here we are. Like, obviously, I'm not going to sit here trying to hawk my stuff to you all the whole show. That's not my point. I want to just hang out with people and talk to people, which is what we're doing, and that's the point of
I
this,
think-
right?
I wonder if that's what the Discord is more for then.
Yeah, but
So-
they told us to drop the live links in, right? They didn't tell us to point to our Discord pages. They told us to point to whatever
No,
channel.
No. I mean like the Discord that Gen Con has set up.
Like there's all sorts of channels in there that you could. It's possible that there's one of those that you could have gone in and promoted this in there.
Oh,
Like there's a press release page, so if you want to like put in a press release to press about any of your products or anything that you have come like special at Gen Con, go and drop it in there.
so what you're saying is I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what he's saying. Is
like,
I mean, nobody else helped me with this.
did you want help with it?
No. I didn't realize there was a Discord. I didn't realize there was a Discord until
That no.
It's the Panicle and Thompson geek show.
Yeah.
Is that what this is that what this is?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't realize there was a Discord channel until somebody said it, I think, this morning.
Also, I know they're going through, like yesterday when I was streaming some art, their community manager for the Looking Glass like popped into my stream for a little bit. And
Oh,
so
yeah?
I think they're like, I think the Looking Glass is also just kind of set up as kind of a, like, if you want to, you know, just stroll through here and like see what's going on, there might be something going on throughout the day. And so like that's why I plan to do some sort of stream like pretty much each day this weekend. Like I did the little art stream yesterday. Tonight I'm gonna do magic, in 3 hours and 40-ish minutes, 45-ish minutes. If I can do the math right.
Dang, you were streaming for that long? That's good.
What?
Did you say you streamed for 3 hours?
No, I've
Oh.
got my magic one is coming up in like
It's coming up.
3-ish hours. Yeah.
How's the
Is that
magic stuff been working out for
8:30?
you?
It's been going okay. The thing that so we use this platform called Spell Table, and it's awesome because it's made for playing Magic via webcam, and you can keep track of your life total. They even built in a thing so that you can click on the cards on somebody's playmat or on their battlefield, and it will try to search the database and find the card so that you can like see the text on it
Oh, that's cool.
and everything. Yeah, and it works really well. The one caveat is I have a old computer, and it apparently the regular version of the site uses a lot of processing power, and then on top of that, OBS and streaming. So the first 2 weeks of us doing it, the stream did okay, but the image was a little choppy. And so like we would like play cards, and then all of a sudden they would just like appear on the like battlefield. Like it wasn't a matter of like you saw our hand like play the card down. It was like
Just there.
all of a sudden it's just there.
It's like magic, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Glad you
And
said
then we found out that they have a beta version of the site that they actually recommend people use to stream, and it uses less processing power. And the other thing too that I learned, fun fact about OBS, is you can do different captures. So you can do like, you know, a screen capture, or you can do a window capture. So you can capture what's in a specific window from a program. So like if I only want to see what's on, you know, Google Chrome, and I don't want to show you anything else that's on this monitor, I can do a window capture. Well,
Nice.
apparently window capture takes more processing power, because I tried last Saturday, my buddy and I did a test stream to see what worked the best. And so we did one where we used the regular version of Spell Table, and we just did a screen capture. So it was like that whole screen it was capturing, and doing that worked much better than trying to do the window capture. And then we also tried it with the beta version, and it was so much smoother. So I think we finally, like, knock on wood, like, smoothed out all the issues.
You're trying to get it to work properly for you, so you can stream without any hiccups.
Because even though like I've done a lot of streaming, like it's still a whole different ball game of trying to manage the different programs. Because the first couple times I tried streaming Magic, we were using like Google Meet, and that was just a difficult thing to organize.
Meet's supposed to be, I don't know, man. They keep plugging it like it's the best thing ever.
Well, like, the issue was that some of my friends don't have webcams that they can just put over top of their table, pointing down at their battlefields or playmats. And so they had to use their phones, and then using Google Meet, you have to sign in to an audio thing on your computer and then a video thing on your phone. So there would be two of the same person, but one of them had no video.
Oh, gotcha.
Because one was for audio, one was for video. Whereas Spell Table, you can actually use your phone as your mic and your webcam. So like you can choose to use your phone as the webcam.
Boy, there's a lot to learn there.
Yeah. So like
Alex is like, I'm out. I'm never doing
this. If there's a will, there's a way, baby. Yeah.
I mean, I can say this, like, since starting to play Magic on webcam throughout all of the pandemic stuff, like, because I went like 3.5 months with no Magic whatsoever, like, it's done wonders for like my mental health.
Sure. It's something you enjoy. So
yeah.
It's hard to find time I've been forcing myself to find time to do things that I enjoy during all this, because otherwise you're going to sit there like kind of spiraling.
Yeah.
You know,
just watching The Office on repeat.
Or just watching The Office on repeat.
Yeah. And then you get cynical and you're like, oh, this is great.
Alex is just like sitting there. Michael Scott, you idiot.
You start the series as like a Pam Beasley, and you end the series as a Toby.
Damn.
Oh man. You know, no, I think
went the way I didn't expect it to go.
Yeah, no. So then we watched that, and then the other thing recently, actually, we were listening to a podcast by the guy who plays Kevin Malone. I can't remember his name right now. It's on Spotify about what it took to like bring the show to the West, and how they got it together and everything, and how it almost didn't make it to be a show at all. But yeah,
it sounds like it would be tough because.
Sorry, Alan.
No, I'm saying I imagine it would be tough because people are probably like, the show already exists here.
But very few people knew about it,
right.
And the humor was so different that nobody wanted to like.
Yeah, it's very
take it. Yeah.
British, right? It was a British show, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Ricky Gervais.
That's right, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Stephen Merchant, and then Bilbo. I can't remember his real name.
Oh yeah, He's a good actor, actually.
Watson. One of
What
those
is that
things.
dude's name?
Martin Freeman? Is it Martin Freeman? I think it's Martin.
I
Freeman.
mean, it's not like I can't not Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Do
gonna say.
that. Google the thing that I'm unsure about, so I don't have to do the work.
Okay, you're right, Martin Freeman.
Yes.
Good job. Look at the brains on
Um,
Andrew.
I'm weird about like actor names and knowing who the voice of different things are and like movies and stuff. But anyway, speaking of Office podcasts, I've been listening to the Office Ladies podcast
I heard that one's
with
really good.
Jenna Fisher and Angela, who is also in real life named Angela. But that one's really good and super wholesome. And they've had like Rainn Wilson on. They've had like the directors on. They had John Krasinski on, who I still can't get over the fact that his voice is so different from his voice as Jim.
Is it that different?
How
Well,
different is it?
Because he's from Boston, so like his regular voice is much more like
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
was it New Englandy?
Is it like in
No,
that
yeah.
commercial with the car?
It's not
Yeah.
that bad. It's not.
This
it's
car
not
pops
that
itself.
But it's close. Like you can hear it. But like you watch The Office and you're like, this doesn't sound like him. Like,
I mean, that's kind of good, right?
yeah.
You're like, not really. I'm not gonna say yes to that.
Well, it's just I don't think it's either good or bad. Like I don't have particularly strong feelings about either. It's just it threw me off like when probably somewhat recently I heard his voice like normally and I was like, wait, what? Like that doesn't sound like Jim.
Well, does he sound? Well, it's hard to compare. I was gonna say, there's a Quiet Place, right? But they don't really
Where he doesn't
talk.
talk except the very end.
Yeah.
Well, they do talk
Not
under
even
the waterfall
talking.
for like
Yeah.
a 10
Fail,
minutes, yeah.
Alex. Fucking
Yeah.
fail, man.
I watched
Hey,
that during
man.
when was that? In June?
It's such a good movie. I like that movie a lot. Yeah.
It was real good.
But some people have an issue with that last. No spoilers, right? But that one scene that
Yeah.
I think what scene, and they're like that kind of killed it for me. I'm like, I don't know. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I knew the end before I watched the first
What was
movie. I knew the end before I watched the first movie because I saw the trailer for the second one.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for The Quiet Place 2 when I was watching, I think it was Godzilla. And I was like, what? Like, well, I guess I know how that's going.
Speaking of movies in theaters, what was the last movie in theaters you guys saw?
Oh man.
Star Wars. Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, Rise of Skywalker.
I can't remember. It was some animated movie, I'm sure, with my kids.
For me, it was Sonic.
Nice.
No.
I went and saw it. It was Anime Milwaukee, so it was like mid-February. And it was Sunday night after the convention finished up because I was staying an extra day. And then I was going to leave. I think I was actually going to leave on Tuesday. So I stayed all of Monday and then went home. So on Sunday night after we finished the convention and got back to Tim's place, because it was that show ends at like 3 in the afternoon.
That's an odd time for a show to end.
But it's kind of nice because you can take your time like packing up, you get back and you feel like you still have part of the day to like relax, like you're not in a hurry and you're not so tired by the end of the day that you just go home or go back to wherever you're staying and just crash.
Sure.
So like we got back, we ate, and then we were like, oh, let's go see a movie. Like let's go do something. So we went and saw Sonic.
I heard that movie was really good.
It was okay. Like it was funny, but it was like, it was definitely like they had like Sonic would do his little like floss dance and shit like all the time, and so there were like things like that.
You gotta go, Brian.
Yep. Sorry.
All right,
It's
man.
good seeing you guys.
Take
See
care,
y'all
dude.
next time.
See ya.
Thanks,
Take
everybody.
care.
Bye-bye.
Here comes our mystery guest. Just kidding. I don't have a mystery guest. I'm just kidding, guys.
Tawny. No, just kidding.
I could get Tawny in here, probably, maybe. But we've been talking for about an hour, so if we want, we can wrap this up. And then obviously we can still get back on a call later if you want. You want to plug your stuff one more time? I'll plug Brian's stuff. He's got a Kickstarter happening right now. Andrew, why don't you talk about your stuff while I get the information on Brian real quick?
Okay. So again, I have some things on my website that are Gen Con exclusive. I have some token packs that are Gen Con exclusive and some borderless stitched edged mats. And those are only available this week. And you can use Gen Con 10 when you check out for 10% off. In addition to that, I'm also working on a comic via my Banishment series. It's kind of a prequel to the illustration series, and you can read that on my Patreon. You can get access to it at the lowest level on Patreon for $1. You can immediately read the first 2 completed pages, but the $1 tier is on a 2-month delay. So patrons at the $5 level get to read it as I finish the pages. And I just put up a PDF containing the first 6 pages for $5 patrons. So if you're interested in checking that out, definitely go see it, because I'm not posting it anywhere outside of Patreon.
Oh, I missed that part. That's
Do I owe you $5?
You guys want to see this, man? I already read the 6 pages. They're great. So
Yeah.
Like I post in progress shots or like zoomed in shots of scenes, but I'm not posting full pages on anything else.
okay. Alex,
Nice.
do you want to talk about your stuff real quick?
Lots of stuff kind of in the making. Nothing coming out anytime soon, unfortunately. But I do have some stuff for sale on my site currently. Yeah, man. I think.
Post that
I'm
link
just
up in
taking
there.
this-
Post a link in the chat one more time if you can.
Yeah, of course I can do that.
Just
I
in
do have. What was I gonna say? Man.
You do have a
All
Patreon
gone.
that you're working
All
on
gone.
that you're gonna launch
All
some
gone.
point soon in its life, right?
What?
I said you do have a Patreon that you're working on that you're gonna launch soon.
Yeah. Soon,
Get that out.
soon. Things are coming. Things are happening.
Okay.
But what I want to say is like I am taking as much of this time that we get now at home to get a lot of work done and
Yep.
taking advantage of that for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So am I, by building Gundams.
There you go.
Just kidding. No one's got time for that right now. And then I'll plug Brian's real quick. He's got a Kickstarter called RPG Squeeze Series 2. I'm going to post a link in the chat. It's pretty amazing if you ask me, because they're super squishy, super fun. Your kids will like them. I own 2 of them myself from the first series. And now he's got like a gelatinous cube. He's got a mimic. I think he's got some glow in the dark Kickstarter exclusives on there.
Now I just gotta try to get him to make dog toys.
I mean,
Oh.
I would not. I would say, yeah, your dog definitely can't chew on these. These are they will fall apart. I mean, she would shred it. And then I will post a link here for my website where I have pretty much everything on there marked 20% off except the book, because I cannot discount the book because it would not be fair to my backers. Keeping in mind these are just pre-orders for the book. The book is scheduled to ship to everybody first week of September. I am delayed by a week as far as I know right now. I was hoping for August, but it is what it is. I'm still, I would say, on track if it's only a week. So but yeah, I'll have those sales there all weekend. If anyone has any questions, feel free to, you can message me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm not on Facebook these days. It's all under Alan Panicle Art. Yeah, I mean, for our second show, I guess this went okay. I'm still kind of trying to figure out
Guess this one okay?
I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow on this one. But my goal with the show isn't to usually have a topic and stick on it, but we kind of went all over, which happens, which is fine. When I created the idea for the show, I was like, this happens to us when we have a normal conversation, right? We jump all over the place, but there's little golden nuggets of things in there that people can take away from it. So, I'm going to do another stream probably tomorrow with Sean Andrew Murray from City of Gateway. I almost said Murphy as a joke. And I don't know who my other two guests are yet. I'm reaching out to people to see. Might be repeat people, but might not. Hopefully I can get some two other people. I'm trying to figure out who's in Gen Con because not a lot of people are promoting their stuff, so it's hard to find everybody. And there's no like... The one thing I wish they had was a hashtag. Like, you think Gen Con Online would be the primary hashtag, but it doesn't seem to be the one that anyone's using. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, it's so simple. It's right there.
You should reach out to Lauren. I know she's been posting stuff about Gen Con Online.
Oh, yeah. I can get Lauren in on here. I forgot.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Steph's not in it, right? She's not in Gen Con.
No.
Okay. Who else? I think it's... Nah, I don't want Steven on here. Steven's got his own stream. He can stream on there.
All right, dude.
All right, guys. I'm going to jump off here. Give me a second to take us off live. So hang on. Off live. Is that the right word?
Offline.
Offline would be a better word. All right, bye, guys. Bye. Thanks for everyone who watched us. Again,
Bye.
appreciate it. Bye, guys.